Welcome back to Lori Stories. I'm your host, Lori Pinson. We are talking today with Kelly Bernardin, player number 263 from Squid Game, the challenge, a Livonia native. Welcome, welcome, Kelly. I'm so excited that you are here.
Thank you.
Now we're about to get into, Kelly has flown on over to London, has been sequestered, had a couple of meals, and now instead we are going to talk about player 263. So we get into this giant hall with 456 beds. What was that like when you finally got a chance to walk in and play? You looked around, you saw the people that you would be playing, competing with. What was that like?
So if you watch season 1, you watch the players immediately walk right into a game. And they're all going right into red light, green light. And so the only thing we have is the previous game to know what could be coming. And so for us to take our first steps onto a set and it be the dorms, that was a pretty intimidating feeling. Just like looking around, knowing that there's not 456 beds in this room. So knowing we're going to lose people.
This was important for you to choose
Yes.
X versus O.
Yeah, so that was our first challenge. So we're in the dorms, and then all of a sudden things go a little dark and they tell us, like, you have to pick X or O.
What made you choose X?
So after the twins had volunteered themselves to be the team captains, I could not see the front. I was in the way, way, way back. And so I'm too short, I can't see. And I asked my friend Marcus, who is super tall, I'm like, which twin looks more confident? And he's looking at them and he's like, X. The red side looks more confident. And that was enough for me. I wanted to have a team captain who looked like he was ready to roll. And lucky for me, I chose the right one.
Because it was amazing even for us watching that if you chose O, then your game was done.
Yes,
yes. Slashed 456 contestants right in half within like the first 20 minutes of the game. How shocked were you when that happened?
I can't even explain the feeling of being in that room and just waiting to hear which side won. I was like, it didn't matter what happened because my team did so good. There was no way it could have been done better. It was pin drop quiet. You could literally hear our hearts beating.
And your game was with a musician counting the time.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I think the nurse just started late, like about 12 seconds. It looked that way on TV anyway.
And as an EMT, you know, watching her related to compressions for CPR, we picked the right one, you know, like no shade to her. I'm sure she's a great nurse, but 100 to 120 beats per minute is probably not how I would count time. But, you know, again, it's just luck of the draw. And the X team really did a good job of communicating as a team, a really large team, to pick how we wanted to count time.
So I have to ask you, you're all fitted with these little squid packs, because obviously in the other game, the Korean game, folks just die. But this is to simulate that.
Yes.
So when you come in every day and they fit you with that, how does that work? Because you sleep in it too?
Sometimes you're squibbed. That's what we called it, squibbed. And sometimes you're not. And so knowing that you have your squib on is like basically, hey, there's a chance you could go home. And when you're not squibbed up, you feel like a little bit of a sense of relief because the odds of getting eliminated are probably not high.
How do they determine who's squibbed up versus who isn't?
So we all are, or we're all not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so when we go into a game, we get squibbed. When we come back to the dorm for just like social time, we're not. And so if you're squibbed up, you know there's a chance.
So do they tell you ahead of time, if your squib goes off, then we want you to fall out like you're dead or something?
Yes, we were told, go ahead, make it dramatic. When your squib goes off, those are your last seconds to shine and make it however you choose.
So one of the games that you did play or practiced, you actually did play that with the jacks and the tie to the other person.
Yes.
Tell me what that was like for you. And did you, because I know you brought some.
Yes, I packed them.
Excellent.
So, clearly I was much better in the game. But so my mom actually purchased these from Amazon for me, and she was like, I have a feeling you'll play this game. And so I practiced, and I mean hours. I would play it on our kitchen table. Like I said, I brought it to work. And so.
But you were able to choose within the group. And you could say, hi, I want to do jacks, or I want to do the build a card, which no one should want to do that. So you knew already within the group that you were in, hey, I want to play jacks?
So yeah, so basically the pentathlon, you got into a team of 10 and you walked into the room and they just split the group right in half. And so we obviously didn't know that that was the game we were getting ready to play. And so then they gave us some time to just communicate with each other on determining who's going to do what. And so I was a group with 4 guys and me, and they were kind of just like, no one wanted to really take the lead. So I was just like, okay, we have to determine who's doing what. And I'm telling you right now, I'm doing gongji because it is the only thing I practiced. If you want someone to do it successful, it's me. And everybody else chose what they wanted after that.
And you have to rely on 3 other people, though. That's got to feel
Yeah.
like I've got 4.56 million on the line, and I don't know these guys. And hopefully, you can play your game really well.
Yeah, the best part about this is while it only looks like a few hours to you guys on TV, it was days for us. So relationships were built, and that was my alliance. Those 5 are the 5 of us. We were very close knit. I trusted them. I knew that if you just confidently chose which game you wanted to play, like I could trust you, and it was just a matter of fact of getting it done. So I felt pretty confident going into this that we had it in the bag.
Well, let's talk about that, because you said that what looks like just hours or moments to us when
Yes.
you're playing a game, it could take days, and we heard from like the previous Squid Game, the challenge, some folks got sick waiting to play red light, green light. Tell me what
Yes.
Mingle was like.
Oh, Mingle. Oh, poor Mingle. That game is, I think people went into the games really excited to play this.
Because they were dancing on the little carousel,
Right.
thinking it was a good
Yes.
I'm like, this is not a good game.
It was not a good game. You are in zero control. You have no idea what number is going to be called. You thought you had alliances, and then all of a sudden a number is called, and the people you thought you could trust are gone, and now you have to make a group with people you don't know. And this game took hours to play. Again, what looks like just minutes for you, the emotion is being built up for us in the time, the lull between the rounds. And so I'm pretty sure we ate lunch and dinner and had a snack all in that one scene before I unfortunately was eliminated.
This was the game that you were eliminated on.
Yes.
And I remember you saying that Trinity was one of your closest allies in the
Yes.
game. And when I heard you say Trinity,
Yeah.
he seemed like he wanted to open the door and
Yes.
let you in, but the people that he was in the room with were like, no way. And so
Yeah.
how did you feel when you knew that your time was coming to an end?
You know, so as quickly as I can explain this, because people keep asking, why did we split up? If you were so close, why did you leave him? And so I had a team of 15 people, and I was our numbers girl. And I was able to create our groups with no problems and relying on other groups nearby. But when it came to the number 7, that left an odd person out. And I felt like I could not look at my team and be like, you 7 go this way, us 7 is going to go there. And then you random person, good luck, you know? So I chose to be the random person. I trusted the group of 6 guys next to me. While they weren't my tightest alliance, there were people there that I hung out with and talked to every day. And they promised that they had my back, and I trusted them. And unfortunately, something happened where
Well, but it was the
guys
height of the game.
left.
Were you surprised? Well, you had, been dispatched then, but then were you surprised at the end of Mingle? Because a lot of people are saying, oh, that was simulated, or they planned that, when people
Yeah.
were like, we're not playing this game anymore, and we're just going to hold hands. And it wouldn't have mattered, because everybody would have been in teams of 2. The next game was the marbles game.
Yes.
You might have been paired with Trinity.
Oh, I
And
would have,
how
100%.
horrible would that have been?
Yeah, I talk to Trinity almost every day, and the way I went out, you saw my real authentic emotion. That was probably the first time my emotions really shown. For the most part, I tried really hard to be cool, calm, and collected, but in that moment, I could tell that my life was on the line in the game. And so, yeah, you do see me screaming for him, because at that point, I'm so discombobulated, I don't even know where I am in this room. There's doors all around me, and so I'm screaming to just try and find him, because he was my last chance. If I can convince him to come out of this room, I could survive. As everybody saw, it's not. It's easier said than done to try and
Absolutely.
get someone to leave the room. So, yes, if I got Trinity out and survived,
Then it would have been you and him.
him and I would have paired up for sure. The emotions are so high. You think that you would be smart enough to know not to partner up with your number 1, but when you look around, everybody partnered up with their number 1. At that point, they wanted the game to be over so bad. I'm pretty sure over 50 people were eliminated in Mingle. So people's best friends in the game. Remember, we've now spent 24/7 together for almost a week and a half at this point. Again, it looks like just hours and days to viewers, but we've built these relationships. We don't have contact with the outside world. We don't know what day it is, what time it is, the sun's up, the sun's down. We don't know any of that. We're just living in this game. And once that emotion gets that high, I can definitely understand why they tried to stand together and say, we're done.
See that. Surprisingly, we only have a few minutes left. But I have to ask you then, because I can only imagine if you were paired with Trinity playing the marbles, he probably would have said, go ahead. Or are you surprised at how he was at the end of the game, where he just really kind of gave up his opportunity because he wanted other people to advance? He felt bad about, kind of like what you said, you didn't want to send somebody off.
Yeah. Yes and no. I think that is truly Trinity. I think that he made that decision out of his true, authentic heart, and for no other reason but because he truly felt called that his time was done. But then again, I spent so many moments with him where his true emotion did show, and he wanted to win so bad, and he had so many good reasons to stay. And he's got a nonprofit that he's starting that could be flourished with $4.5 million. So I'm a little, bitter and mad at him for doing that. But again, that is truly him, and I wouldn't have expected anything different.
So this is the after party here.
Yeah.
All of you guys together.
So this is in Philly. Some of the cast met up in Philly.
That's the winner from the last
that's my
challenge.
Challenge one.
$4.56 million.
Yeah, yes. We all met up in Philly and watched the second release of the episodes, and so a lot of, as you can see, big name players were here.
I remember him. We won at the wedding.
That's Jonty. He was quite dramatic, but I truly adored him. It was such a good time to get back with our teammates and castmates. Some of these people that live in Australia and London and all across the country, we all met up. It was a great time. So you made many
friends for life.
Yes. And it's so cliche to say, but these are people who are the only people who would understand, what I felt and went through, while others, family and friends, they can listen to my stories, but it's so hard to project the exact emotion and feeling while we were there.
It sounds like you had an amazing time.
Yes.
I know that there was a little contest on who could get in for season 3. And maybe, possibly, things could change.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know. You got this far.
Yes.
I'm so happy that you came to talk with us, to give us some insight into it. You got your tracksuit. You said you'd buy it, though.
I did. I did.
Give you that tracksuit.
Shout out to Etsy. They did perfect.
There you go. Absolutely. Thank you so much again, Kelly.
Thank
I appreciate your time.
This is great.
And you know what? You might going to have to come back. I know we have even more questions. Absolutely. So I want to thank you, Kelly, and Tyler, her husband, sitting off camera there. Thank you so much. And as I always say, have a positive day.